Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the analyst Robert Leach, and welcome to another free match here on YouTube. This match is from March 17th, 2018 at the 8th Street Gym, the Big Irish Bash with PWA. And we've got quite a huge match. This was a first time ever matchup at this point in time. Making his way to the ring, as you can see, running around the ringside area, we've got WARHORSE making his way to the ring. This is the current IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion. He's only made 2 appearances. This was his first one for PWA out of 2. He's the current IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion, having defended the title as of this recording at least 37 different times since September of 2019. Easy for me to say. He won the title from Eric Stevens on September 21st, 2019, and he has held it for 6 months since then. And WARHORSE is ready for some singles competition against someone who in 2018 was one of the biggest faces in Pinfall Wrestling Association. As you can already hear the reaction, you can see the entrance video being played by the entranceway. Making his way to the ring, it's Jake Lander, professional wrestling's biggest little man. A former regional heavyweight champion in his own right. A Pinfall Academy graduate. Pinfall Academy located at 1320 South 11th Street in Springfield at the old Black Sheep Cafe. If you want to join Pinfall Academy, of course, we're unable to hold training right now due to the lockdown and quarantine situations as of this recording, but once that's all over and done with, you can message Pinfall Wrestling Association on Facebook, facebook.com/PWA Springfield, and we will get you into Pinfall Academy and get you signed up to train to be a pro wrestler, announcer, manager, referee, whatever you might want to be in the pro wrestling industry. We are looking for anyone and everyone to join the roster and staff of PWA. But now, face to face for the first time ever in the PWA ring, WARHORSE and Jake Lander.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first and gentlemen, standing to my right, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 205 pounds, I give you the WARHORSE, Jake Lander. His opponent standing to my left, from Springfield, Illinois, weighing in at 150 pounds, this is
Jake Lander. What a reaction from the PWA fans in attendance tonight. Or in attendance at this show, I should say. Big Irish Bash. This was quite a marquee match, not only for Jake Lander, but for PWA. WARHORSE, one of the biggest names on the United States and Canada independent wrestling scene right now. And Jake Lander is quickly rising up to that caliber as well. Oh, and WARHORSE with a boot. WARHORSE out of nowhere with a huge boot to Jake Lander. And now Lander thrown. Sitting in the turnbuckles. Oh, and a nice hesitation drop kick in the corner. Oh, and stacking him up on his shoulders, but Lander able to roll out from underneath WARHORSE. WARHORSE going to pick up Lander and a huge headbutt. Sends Lander right back into that seated position in the corner. The WARHORSE going to pick him up this time. Oh, and there's a chop to the neck, it looked like there. Oh, and a huge lariat running in from the corner. Lander is hurt. Lander is down and out. He didn't expect to be in this type of position this early on in the match. And a huge headbutt. And there's the knife edge chop across the chest. Warhorse up to the second rope to brag to the PWA fans about the position he's got Lander in. And Lander coming in with a huge knee. I think he knocked out a tooth. And Warhorse got a little shot to the back. And there's a forearm across the jawline. Oh, and there's the chop to the side of the head of Lander. And Lander fighting back again. Another forearm. Warhorse is hurt, and Lander telling the PWA fans in the front row to get out of the way. And Lander looks like he's going to use a bridge of chairs into a Hurricane Rana. Beautiful maneuver. Jake Lander, almost veteran-like instincts there, knowing exactly how to use his environment to get the upper hand on his opponent. Now going to pick up Warhorse as referee Chris Barrow continues to count on the outside. Back into the ring, hook of the outside leg, just barely made a 2. Warhorse picked up to his feet. Lander, Irish whip, reversal, into the ropes. Caught with a huge running power slam. Stalling power slam, something like that. Anyway, only a 2 count for the Warhorse. Well, now he's going to trap the arms. This isn't good for Lander. And stomping away at the chest. And a kick to the midsection there. And now a Northern Lights from Warhorse. Cover 2, only a 2. And Warhorse getting frustrated with referee Chris Barrow, excuse me. And now Lander picked up into a front face lock position. Oh, and a shot to the upper spine, almost the neck area there. And a stomp to the mid of the back. And there's a kick to the ribs. And Warhorse knows how to do all kinds of damage to every part of the opponent's body. And multiple stalling splashes and a running senton. Warhorse definitely has the upper hand, and I'm not sure Lander's going to be able to come back from this. Lateral press, only a 2. Again with the attempt, only a 2. A third attempt, still only a 2. And Warhorse doesn't want to believe that Lander keeps kicking out. 5 kickouts at 2 by Jake Lander. Warhorse might just be wasting time here. They're trying to exhaust Lander. It does take quite a bit of energy just to kick out of a pin attempt. So very good strategy. Oh, and comes out of the box with a drop kick. Oh, and a huge knee to the side of the jaw. And Warhorse with a missile drop kick sends Lander all the way across the ring. And Warhorse has Lander right where he wants him, right where he needs him. Warhorse off the ropes. Suicide dive. Takes Lander down to the mat. Warhorse says this is Warhorse's house. Although this was Warhorse's debut here in PWA, Warhorse believes he's done enough to prove himself over the Pinfall Academy graduate Jake Lander, who at this point was only about 2.5 years into his career. Setting Lander on a fan's lap and a knife-edge chop. And Warhorse talking a big game to that fan. Oh, and a knife-edge chop to Warhorse by Lander, and that didn't affect Warhorse whatsoever. Setting Lander down. Oh, and there's the knife-edge chop to Lander. Lander, knife-edge chop to Warhorse. And these guys are just going to trade shots, it looks like. Trade chops. Oh, but Warhorse has Lander. Oh, I think Warhorse was running for a power slam into the ring post, and Lander just out of the way using Warhorse's momentum against him, and there was a kick. And Lander goes for a line. Warhorse side suplex onto the ring apron. That's the hardest part of the ring canvas, I guess we could say, because the ring post is definitely going to hurt a lot more. Either way, he's got his feet on the ropes, and referee Chris Barrow, expert awareness there, able to see that Warhorse had his feet on the bottom rope trying to get a leverage cover. over Jake Lander. And now Warhorse. Warhorse showboating to the fans. Warhorse talking to the fans, telling them that Lander's not all he's cracked up to be. And Lander really in a dire position here. Another shot to the upper spine from Warhorse. And Lander with a block. Off the ropes. And Lander coming in with a cross elbow. And again, Warhorse into the ropes at the same time. And there, Warhorse is off his feet. And Lander has Warhorse right where he wants him. Lander's starting to come back against the Warhorse, but Warhorse sends Lander to the outside of the ring. And Warhorse pulled out under the bottom rope. Here comes Lander with a tope suicida. And now just pummeling away on Warhorse Lander, getting his shots in. Lander doesn't care. Lander feels disrespected with the fact that Warhorse called this his house and trying to take it away from Lander. Warhorse rolled into the center of the ring. Lander going to climb up to the top rope. And a huge crossbody. Cover, hooking the outside leg. Only a 2 count, just barely 2. Just barely kicking out was Warhorse there. And now Lander back up to his feet. Lander coming in. Huge forearm in the corner. I think he lost another tooth there. Did Warhorse. And now Warhorse sent into the opposite corner. Up and over. Lander sent into the middle turnbuckle. Oh, and a huge half and half suplex. And Warhorse trying to reel the fans on. Off the second rope. Oh, and a huge lariat. Lander could be done for there. Barely got the shoulder up off the mat. That was just by an inch or so. Was Lander able to get the shoulder up? Warhorse can't believe it. Warhorse has given it just about everything he has, except for that patented double stomp off the top rope, of course. Warhorse picking up Lander. Warhorse looking for a teardrop suplex. Lander goes behind, looking for a German elbow to get out of the way. Lander throws the line, and both of them meet in the center of the ring. Both men are down. What an important match this is for Lander to be able to prove himself to someone who's been a huge star at that point around the St. Louis area for years. Someone who now is a national superstar all across the United States. He's defended the Independent Wrestling Championship all across America, from Rhode Island to Washington and Delaware as well, Tennessee, New Jersey as well. Warhorse has given it his all with the Indy Wrestling Championship. And now trading blows in the center of the ring are Lander and Warhorse. Lander going everywhere as well. Across the United States as an independent superstar. Huge forearm to the jaw of Warhorse, now as he's known. He doesn't go by Jake Parnell anymore. And shots and a forearm to the jawline. Lander off the ropes and caught with a huge lariat. I think Lander's head almost came clean off. And now Warhorse with Lander in trouble. Lander picked up, caught with a huge line. Warhorse has Lander right where he wants him, right where he needs him. Lander can barely make it up to his feet. Just barely making it up without assistance. And Warhorse off the ropes, and Lander just collapses into a heap in the center of the ring. And Warhorse talking to the fans, saying he can't even stand on his own 2 feet. And wait a second, Lander catches him, small package. Both shoulders down, 2, 3, he caught him. Jake Lander has done it. Jake Lander defeating Warhorse in this one-on-one encounter. Lander doing exactly what he needed to do in order to defeat Warhorse. Warhorse is now, as I said before, the IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion. He wrestles all over the United States with that title. Not just in Illinois, not just in Indiana, not just inside of Missouri. Oh, and wait a second, Lander and Warhorse coming face to face. These two have not very kind words for each other. Lander's ready for another fight, but Warhorse and Jake Lander shake hands in the center of the ring, an iconic moment, not only in PWA, but in Midwest Indy Wrestling as well. Two very huge independent wrestling superstars, and a great show of respect between these two gentlemen. Warhorse, of course, the IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion, most recently defended his title successfully against Alex Zane, Colt Cabana, and Kobe Durst in a four-way match in Chicago. And Lander, all over the country, as a huge indie star of his own, former regional heavyweight champion, Pinfall Academy graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the analyst Robert Leach, and we'll see you on another edition of A Free Match.